What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches back with another video, and today, you guys, honestly, I just got done with this particular client and I was like, I need to post this, I need to upload this. Okay, so if some of y'all recognize, I have done this client previously. The video that focuses on the extremely small pinky toenail, this is this particular client, except for today I was not able to put acrylic on her pinky toes, and in a second we will get into exactly why that is. Okay, so first things first, I wanted to put up a subscriber, but YouTube was not showing me who I've already chosen and who I've not, so unfortunately I won't be doing one today. But make sure you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell, all that good stuff, and let's get right into it. So pretty much I thought I was going to be recording myself doing a set of acrylic toes. As soon as she came in, she asked me if I recognized her. I was like, oh yeah girl, I remember her, because if you recall, I had only seen this client once, right? So I went ahead and I decided to go ahead and prep. You guys see what her toenails look like before. I did see that there was an extremely small toenail, right? And this is all real time, my reactions, everything. I really wanted to include some actual dialogue, but I didn't want this video to not get monetized because of the background music, so I will include that dialogue on my Instagram. You guys make sure you're following me, Nailsbyprettyface, on Instagram, where I do post some extremely educational content. Okay, so as I'm starting to try and prep this little toenail, you guys can see this is where I'm realizing, like, it's not really prepping very well. Okay, and that this is when I started to realize, okay, is there a pinky toenail here? And if there is, how much is there? All right, and so this is kind of where I begin talking to her, where I'm like, I don't know if there's really a pinky toenail there, and if there is, it's either very small or it's just extremely soft and it's not going to hold a toenail long term. Because as I'm feeling it, I'm just noticing, I'm like, okay, it's very soft, it pretty much feels like skin, and it is really hard to decipher what's going on there. Whereas I feel like in my other video, I could tell exactly where the toenail kind of was, and I was able to build it out. Now keep in mind, when I did do that toenail the last time, just an update for you guys, it did not last for an extremely long time. She did come and get it redone, and that's when I decided to just go ahead and put a very, very tiny one on. And so this time I was like, okay, well, let me see the other one. And where you can see there is a little bit more piece of toenail, it's still a sliver, but it's a lot harder. So I was telling her, I said, look babe, at this particular time, I'm telling you, and she was trying to like go back and forth with me like, oh no, like, isn't that the toenail right there? I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is that there is not enough substance to this tiny piece of toenail to support an acrylic toe long term. Like, if I do this is not gonna last you till the weekend, and that's when you have all your birthday activities. So this is what I'm telling her. I said, and she's looking at her own toenail to see what I'm talking about. She's like, oh yeah, it is pretty soft. So I tell her, I says, so here's the options. We can go ahead and proceed with acrylic toes, just not the pinky toenail, specifically that one, because as you guys can see, it kind of just looks like a divot. The actual piece of toenail is like very, very small, if at all. You'll see when I paint it, if you already didn't see in the intro. So I was like, we can do the acrylic toenails, just not on this one. Or what we can do is do the big toes, and we can polish your other toenails, because you do actually have decent amount of toenail. They are squared off. It won't look silly. So she said, let's just do the big toes, and as the little toenails grow out, we can work on them. I said, okay, cool. So I'm telling you guys this, and I was really, I guess, excited to show you guys this particular video, because I'm very big in education. I tell my clients all the time, hey, if something don't look right, I'm not doing it. I'll always give my clients alternatives so that I can still provide them with the best look possible and still give them at least some of the service that you guys, I'm so sorry, my phone is ringing. Some of the service that they were booked for. So basically, with that being said, I really wanted to come and show you guys, like, hey, this is a return client who came back, which last time I was able to provide that service, but unfortunately this time I did not feel that what she had was going to sustain what she wanted. Okay, so just please keep that in mind. And I know a lot of people the last time were very excited, like, wow, I have a small pinky toe, like, this is great, can I do this with gel, all different products? And I did tell people, like, yes, it's possible, but there is a downside that it's going to depend on how much toenail do you have there. And when you guys see me polishing, you're going to see I'm literally putting like the tiniest drop of polish on there. All right, so I was also trying to explain to her, like, do you see how the other ones are prepped and how they're like sanded looking? They have like a sandy white appearance. I said, you see how this pinky toenail is not able to get that appearance? I said, even if I did put acrylic on, like, although your toenail seems to be extremely soft, I said it wouldn't last just simply because it's not prepping properly. You know what I'm saying? So on this particular toenail, yeah, I apologize. It was out of frame. And so I kind of had to back it up before I can go ahead and put the rest. So I decided to go ahead and just do a clear nail, and then we'll go ahead and polish it natural pink and do that particular look. I would have done clear pink because the acrylic we were going to use was actually Princess Slippers by Not Polish. Y'all already know. Super duper cute clear pink. I've used it on my clients time and time again. I always tell people clear pink French tip looks honestly the best. But if I were to do that, because you can see how much of a difference this acrylic is making to her real big toe, and like how much of her toenails actually, I'll say, I guess, missing or broken, she'd be able to see that. And I don't think most people want to actually see that. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. We're just doing the big toe as promised. And like I said, her toenails are already pretty squared off. Excuse me. So I'm not going to do anything to the other toenails except for the one next to the pinky. I am going to shorten it a little bit just so it can keep the same square shape, because it looks like the corner is broken off, and the other ones are a lot shorter anyway. But yeah, basically I just have her switch feet because I need that one to dry. And then also, you guys, she does have discoloration on her toenails. There's no fungus, there's no anything like that. It just simply is a discoloration. It's not anything I'm alarmed about. I will say, as you guys see me prep on this big toe, there are a lot of divots, a lot of, you know, marks of demarcations and just things going on. I think it will show me doubling back to prep her some more. And the reason being is that probably the way the toenails came off, or however she took them off, caused a little bit of damage there. Because to be honest, I don't know how long exactly she had them on, because I did do her toenails probably like 2 months ago, something like that. So, you know, some people don't come for removals, and some people wear them until they really pop off. And once your toenail starts getting long, sometimes it's hard to take them off, whatever the case may be. But yeah, you see, I'm going to go back in because I'm noticing, I'm like, oh, there's still patches of shiny. And we want as little, damn. Wow. We want as little shine as possible. So that way we can be properly prepped, okay? So after this, I'm going to just go ahead and do this big toe as well, except for the only difference is one of the toenails on this foot had a little chip. So I told her I was going to just fix that chip and that everything was going to be fine. Okay. So basically what you guys should get out of this video, like I always tell everyone on my channel and on my Instagram page, I tell this to all my clients, just because it looks like something can be done doesn't mean it should or actually could. Okay. Because like I said, if I were to put that piece of toenail on, honestly, either one of these toenails, like, yeah, they are short, but based on the past experience, they wouldn't have been very long, okay? Because I feel like her pinky toenails are a little bit on the weaker side, especially, you know, that one. I don't want to say weaker side. I'm just going to say it feels more like skin than toenail, the majority of that one area that I pointed out to you guys. And like I said, the toenail, it's such a small sliver, to be honest. It's like honestly no point, and it won't last. And because I have had a particular client that I have tried to put a toenail onto a very, very tiny piece of toenail, and honestly, it's just not enough to grip, and upon filing, it just pops off. And I told her, I was like, you know, I don't really want that to be her, and I don't want her walking around and now she's missing a little piece of toenail, you know, like before her birthday and stuff. So I was like, actually, I gave her the options and she decided on this route, which there's nothing wrong with it. I think that if you educate clients properly and you talk to them properly and you give them the options, they're going to choose one of those options, because honestly, what they're not going to do is leave with nothing, because otherwise they wouldn't have booked you, period. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of felt a little bad because I was able to do it for her before, but just this particular time, I was like, I don't know. Like, it's feeling very soft. You know what I'm saying? So, as soon as I started recording this, I was like, ooh, I need to go home because I have a break. My next client is at 3:15, so I'm at home. I ate lunch and all that. So I was like, yeah, I feel like I need to go and try and upload this as quickly as possible, because it's just interesting how the little pinky toe video, that one is a very popular video on my channel. So it's kind of interesting that there's like an actual little update to this. So yeah, pretty much everything else is the same. Now with doing clear on the big toes, it's not hard. I know some people think using clear is hard because it's hard to see, but you will know if you're missing spots. It will look gapped. It will look kind of weird. But I did not want to use the clear pink because I'm just like, it would have looked nice, but then I couldn't guarantee that my polish was going to be that same color. So I was like, yeah, no, let me just go ahead and do this in clear. So that's pretty much what we went ahead to do. And then for the toenail that has a little chip on it, basically what I'm doing for that one is just putting acrylic near the actual tip, because I don't need to do a full entire acrylic toenail for that, just to fix a little tiny area. If that makes sense, you just need to make sure that you put it, like the repair is very flush and that it's not very bulky, because you are still going to need to file over. So that way, like I said, you want that flushness onto the natural nail, so that there's not like a difference between the acrylic and the real toenail. You know what I'm saying? So okay, sorry, I'm looking at my schedule. So you can see this is a pretty easy thing, and then by the time I'm done with these two, the other foot is dry, and so then I can move on to shaping and things like that. So I was pretty happy with the results of these. You know, she was happy with the results because at the very least, at least her toes are done, because she was planning on going out wearing heels, and so she wasn't left with nothing. But like I said, like you guys already saw kind of what the pinky toenails are looking like, and you did see the final results, and you can see in those final results, like there's just literally like pretty much close to nothing there, you know, like where the polish is at. And that made me realize, yeah, these little toenails are way shorter than what it looks, because yeah, I mean, even just look right now. If you look right now, you can see like it's pretty much like a concave area, and the nail doesn't really like, you know what I'm saying, like it's not really grown very much at all. So yeah, just like I said, I know other people see that video that I did and it's like, oh wow, like you can do it on anybody, you know, which is true, but I also don't want to take advantage or take anybody's money. So that's why I always tell people like, hey, I'm just letting you know, I know you want this, but this will be your result, or this will / may happen if I do this right now. So I'm telling you, you probably don't want to go that route. And I always do that because, like I said, I don't want to take advantage of anybody, and I don't want nobody really playing on my phone saying that I did X, Y, and Z. Because a lot of the times, if I ward someone and they still go ahead and proceed, you can't say nothing to me, because it's like, I told you what would happen. And I feel like there's really not enough nail techs nowadays, you know, just period, telling people what can happen. I don't feel like enough nail techs are looking towards the future. I feel like that's something that, as an educated and licensed nail tech, you should be comfortable doing. Yeah, people are always going to try and go back and forth with you, but as long as you stay stern and, you know, you don't sound rude, and you're just like, hey girl, I'm looking out for you, and if I don't want you to spend this money right now, and I know this is going to be something that's not going to last, or this is going to be something that's going to worsen, etc., etc. And once they hear it that way, because you may have to tell them a few times. Now some people, they're going to be fine right off the bat, because they're like, hey, whatever you say, I'm finna do. But some people, they might need a little more convincing. So as long as you say it with the correct tone and give the correct approach, it's like, I promise you, it's not going to cause a problem. Okay, everybody knows on my page, like, it is possible that you could get turned away if things are, you know, excessively damaged, or if something's just not right, you know. So I kind of have that reputation that safety and health is first. So if it's something that's going to interfere with any of those two things, or honestly, you know, waste of time, if it's anything that's going to interfere in those type of things, they already know I'm not going for it. But it's always with their, what do they call that? It's always with the best intent. And I'm always just looking out for my clients, period. Because if I don't do it, who will? Like, tell me, literally, who will? Okay. So here we are, still working on that big toe. Just trying to make sure that everything is going well. And you can see the difference that acrylic toes can make for some people. Like, and this acrylic toe is not even long at all. It's at like the tip of her toe, but you can just see that without it, and how her toenail was still pretty much at the tip of her toe, but the sides, the corners, they do make a difference. Like, oh, that scared the heck out of me. So you guys know I look from all angles, so I pretty much almost sit next to my client and look. And so that's that little toenail I was telling you that I was gonna be filing a little bit because it was longer than the rest. So that's what we're going ahead and doing right now. And then I believe we are going to go ahead and file the other toenails. But once again, you can see that little pinky toe. It pretty much has little to none of anything over there on that toenail. So, ooh, I'm getting tired. I should not be just sleeping. So here we are, all done. And so instead of just going straight ahead to paint everything, I just decided I was going to go ahead and shape everything, because since we're doing natural toenails, I'm like, well, I can literally just put all the base coat together and cure it together. So I was trying to work smarter, not harder. Just because when it comes to polishing, I'm like, okay, well, both of her feet will be able to fit under the lamp, and then you know, you need to put the base down before you actually start doing anything, because we have regular toenails as well. So I was like, you know what, we're just going to wait so we can do it on all 10. And that's what happened, and it worked out perfectly fine. Okay. Ooh, I'm about to take a nap. Well, I don't have time to take a nap because I'm about to leave here literally. What time is it? Let's see. Ooh, I got 10 minutes left of this voiced over. That'll be 2:50. Yeah, I got to leave here by 3. So I can get back to work by 3:10, and I will have 5 minutes to get back into my room. But it is a regular. She's just doing a color change fill. So we're going to go ahead and see how that goes. Oh, another thing. I may or may not do a double upload tonight, just because I have another set that is kind of Halloween-ish. We could take it that way. But it involves black acrylic, and either way, I have been itching to teach y'all how to use black acrylic correctly. So if I don't upload it today, I'll probably upload it tomorrow. But I'm just saying, if you see a second upload, you know what? We're going to accept it, and we're going to be happy with it, because you guys know I always tell you guys what black, white, reds, blue, like dark blues, neons, and extreme pastels, such as like super baby white based pink. Those types of colors are the hardest to work with, and if you can get those down, you can do anything. And so I just did a set that has black, and every time I use black, I just be feeling so skilled and so like, ooh, I know what I'm doing. And so I want you guys to feel that way too. So it's like, it kind of doubles as like, you know, black for Halloween, October, fall, but also black as in the sense of like, hey, this is a color that more of us need to be able to use and be more skilled at, okay? Because look, if I'm tired at looking at stained finger and, you know, cuticles missing product, I know you guys are too. So turn your notifications on, you guys. Oh, and I do want to point out to y'all, okay, I was looking at my analytics. Let me tell you guys something, okay? Just so y'all know, right? Let's see, right here, say 78% of my watch time, right? That means 78% of like all the hours that are watched for the past 4 weeks are people who are not subscribed. Meanwhile, about 21% of all the hours watched this month on my channel are subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, what you doing? Because that means you're looking on my channel, you like what I do, but you haven't decided should you be a part of the Pretty Gang, yes or no. And the answer is gonna be yes. The answer is gonna be click subscribe, turn your notifications on. Look, I'm not gonna force you. to do all that. But what I am going to say is you're missing out, okay? By not being subscribed, child, come on with it. Come on with it. Hey, come. Look, okay, that's how you know I'm tired. I'm doing too much. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that was a very interesting thing. I said, hold up. And y'all know I'm trying to get 5,000 subscribers before the year is out. We currently touched 3,100. That's where we are right now. So I'm going to try and work really, really, really hard. Really hard, okay? Because since last year, November and December, that's when I started actually gaining subscribers. Oh, y'all already see what's popping. Look at the magic I worked on a big toe. But since last year, that's how I gained subscribers, and now I'm at 3,000. And so I'm like, look, come on. I don't see why we can't pump it up a notch, you know? So this is what I'm using as far as the natural pink. Normally I like more of like a see-through clear pink. I really don't like polishing the background of like natural toes when it comes to French because I feel like it automatically just looks like polish. But at the same time, there's no way that we can just go ahead and do natural background French, like her actual toenails on these, just because I'd have to make it so thick. I'd have to make the white so thick because of where her natural toenails are like being seen through. So basically, this is why I just went ahead and chose this color. Now, I got this off of Amazon. It came in a color pack of like 4 or 5. And honestly, I do like them because they are sheer. Apparently, you can use up to like 4 coats, and that will give you like a nice opaque look. I'm sticking with the sheer look because this is just for French. But yeah, typically this is not the color that I would use in the background. But I was like, you know what? This is okay for today. I realized when putting it on the actual natural color toes, her regular toenails, that it's not really that bad of a color or anything. It's just the look of polish on polish. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But overall, it did its job. It looked pretty good. And I was happy with it. So, yeah, I would recommend. Honestly, it takes only 1 minute to cure. Don't have any problems with peeling off or anything like that. And you can see, like, I mean, it's a really natural tone. There are pink and nude shades. And so you can see, look, as I'm trying to polish, you guys, look, you can see there's damn near really nothing there. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm glad I didn't put acrylic on there because I'm telling you, it wouldn't have lasted this time around. So you can see, like, you cannot barely see the polish. So you guys already know Gelixir White is my favorite white polish. And it takes 2 minutes to cure. But if you can get over the fact that it takes 2 minutes to cure, Gelixir, baby, that brand ain't no joke, okay? Look at how opaque is just one layer. I rarely ever have to go over 2 times when it comes to this color. Like, literally ever. Oh. Okay. So, you guys, I'm so sorry. I almost fell asleep. And I was hallucinating some things, okay? So, you guys can see I'm trying really hard to paint that other pinky toenail. I know it's out of frame. I really apologize. I'm sorry. But you guys have seen me do French tips 1,000,001 times. So, this is going to be kind of quick. I'm just going to show some parts of it. But if you look closely on that pinky toenail, you can see the white pretty much takes up the whole toenail. Like, come on. So this is why we give clients options, because we know once they see that they're painted, you know, of course she was like, yeah, I'll just let it grow out, you know, next time, this, that, and other. Yeah, because, babe, it just wouldn't have lasted. It wouldn't have been a good look. So at this time, I am fixing up the French. I'm not even gonna lie, I had a little bit of a hard time, a tricky time, because I did not polish over the pink before I did this. So it like was smooth, but it didn't glide that smooth. So what is this? Yeah, it was smooth, but it wasn't like that smooth. So I kind of did mess up here and there. And then of course her toenails are like smaller kind of. So when you're doing French on natural toenails, it is like a little bit of a difference. But, you know, you just do the best you can, give the most even look you can, working with what you have. And I feel like regardless, it gave a really nice look. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's happy with them. And so here I am from her perspective, fixing anything like I normally do. I always do this with French. And like I said, you guys have seen me do this in a lot of videos, so like we're not really focusing on the fact that we did French tip. We're focusing on the fact that sometimes appointments change. And this is why we like to be an educated nail tech, because sometimes we see things that it's like, you know what, I'm not actually comfortable with that, or you know what, I don't think that's the best decision. And so we kind of have to make executive choices, but still keep the appointment on track and keep our clients from, you know, going off the rail. Because some people might be a little bit more, you know, rigid or you know, like just not getting with the program. And it's our job as a nail tech, because baby, this is my room. So at the end of the day, I need to make sure that not only are we keeping this appointment moving along, but we're doing what's safest and best for you. So you can see I definitely got the French tips together, and why would you do that? I don't even take Cash App no more. You guys can see it's time to put on the top coat, and you can see on the pinky toenail, like literally, come on. Once again, you see why we made the decision we made. And so I feel like this was pretty much best case scenario. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually am going to end the video off with showing the fact that we still did the massage at the end, because, you know, don't forget this was a acrylic pedicure. So we did the pedicure first, and all of this was a result of after we did the pedicure, what was the next step. So I decided to go ahead and just include the massage, just to show you guys like how we tied it together, and we still were able to provide her with the service that she booked for. Okay, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, I don't have too much more to say except for turn your notifications on, make sure you subscribe, and I hope to give you guys more educational content and more just like, you know, we like to keep it realistic on this channel. I feel like some people ain't keeping it real, but you know me, we always keep it real over here, okay, when it's on this channel. So once again, here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, once again, as you can see, the pinky toenails are very, very small, and I'll see you in the next one.